we OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We are live for another Ordinal hour, and it's going to be a special one today because we have so many amazing topics to talk about as usual. Obviously, you guys know Bitcoin price action is down, right? Which is not very good. But this is the 7th time now that we've been rejected from 70,000. So, I mean, we're used to it by now, right? We're used to being in this trend. We've been in this trend for over 160, 170 days of just sideways. And, yeah, so we're going to get into a lot of that stuff. We're going to get into a bunch of different stuff. We're going to get into Seize Control. They're launching their 7,680 ordinal collection. We're going to get into some Equidium stuff. We're going to get into some Tap Tuesday as well. We're going to have a bunch of teams from the Tap team joining us. That should be fun and exciting. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. Bring my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's going on, man? So how are you feeling with this rejection? I feel like we keep getting rejected.
we are definitely getting rejected at 70,000. But we, like you mentioned before, we have seen this in the past, right? The last time we got into that range, we did push up kind of through it and got close to 72,000, and that was kind of where we couldn't get past before, right? And then we saw a lot of consolidation, and this is like the middle of May, and that's where that consolidation happened. So I'm feeling like we're kind of hitting this price point of 70,000. We can't get past it, and we might consolidate here for maybe a week or so, and then go back up before maybe a correction. We'll see how this plays out. Obviously not every price action for every month is going to be the same, and maybe we're just getting thrown a little bit of a loop right now.
Yeah. So Bitcoin has been rejected from the 70K mark 7 times now, each time bouncing lower after touching it. So we touched 70K, Germany comes out and says we're selling Bitcoin. We touched 70K, and the United States moves a certain amount of Bitcoin. It really feels like we're being compromised, for lack of a better word. It feels like we are being pushed down, manipulated for sure. But yeah, so on Saturday, Donald Trump pledged to never sell any of the U.S. government's Bitcoin. 2 days later, the Biden-Harris administration moves 2 billion Bitcoin of the 2 billion of the Silk Road Bitcoin, the Bitcoin that was confiscated from the users of Silk Road. What's your take on this? I mean, we're freaking what? it's Tuesday, and that was Saturday. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, I think there is some disagreement on probably how to handle the Bitcoin that the U.S. possesses with different departments. We don't know who's in charge of it. Some people are saying CIA, and I believe that is the department. But then Coinbase was granted custody over it, right?
Yeah.
So this is interesting because the Biden-Harris administration came out and said they wanted to reset the relationship, and then a day or two later, this happens. And you can see on the Twitter timeline that it's already infuriated a lot of people in our space, in our community, in our industry. And so it's not doing them any favors. I think we're going to really see how many Bitcoiners and how many crypto people are actually in the US that have the power to vote, right? Because if this continues, I think they're going to make an effort to be heard at the polls. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm at a point where I just need both parties to be Bitcoin friendly, right, and crypto friendly. So
Yeah.
let's hope that that's kind of where they go.
Yeah, I feel like, the U.S. government is just a bad retail trader. They're going to be selling at $60,000 and they're going to be buying back at 120. Right. So I just feel like it doesn't matter what they sell this or not, that they will be buying it back. Every nation state eventually will own Bitcoin, whether they back that by the dollar or have it in their treasury. Every single nation state will own at least a few Bitcoin for sure.
Yeah, and there were some rumors saying that they're not looking to sell it. It's just kind of splitting into different wallets and whatnot. But then you have news with like Russia and stuff saying, they want to utilize crypto for cross-border payments and Bitcoin specifically they mentioned. So you're right. It would be very dumb if they were to sell at these prices, considering there was just announcements about stockpiling it from Trump's side and a reset from the current administration side.
Yeah, and you're right though too. Is like so the I doubt the CIA is the ones custodian in this, right? You're gonna want some experts to make sure you don't do something stupid like the FTX guys did when they they withdrew some Bitcoin or some Ethereum from a lending protocol and then got liquidated for doing so, right? So it's stupidity and not understanding how the crypto markets work. So moving it to a separate wallet could just be a way of protecting yourself against a hack, protecting yourself against leaked words, or potentially moving. I mean, I'm afraid to keep one Bitcoin in a wallet, right? Not to mention, I couldn't imagine having 2 billion Bitcoin in one wallet. So spreading it out across 15, 20, 30 wallets might be the way to do it if I was the US government, for sure. But I would just honestly just give it to Coinbase and say, we know you guys have this, right? So
Yeah, it's probably a lot more protected and backed that way. I don't know if I'd be on board with like the 20 different wallets just because, everybody tracks.
I mean, I have
these
14, right? So
yeah, but you're not the US government with billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, right? I mean, they're still all going to be tracked regardless by the public. And I love that about Bitcoin. Like whenever any government moves any Bitcoin, it's announced, right?
Yeah.
And we never really had that before, to where it's been publicly announced. Like basically people are just tracking it, right? So closely and carefully. And I think this could be a solution to a lot of issues we deal with in terms of budgeting and stuff. But we'll see. The government always figures out ways to mess up good things.
Yeah, I'm sure they hate it. I'm sure they hate the fact that we know every single time they move it. But to your point here, Russia to legalize Bitcoin and crypto as foreign currency for international payments. This is something that came out from Russia. Russia banned Bitcoin about 6 months ago because people were using it. Now they have to legalize it because there is sanctions against Russia right now. They cannot use the SWIFT system, which means they cannot use Visa, they cannot use MasterCard, they cannot use debit or credit, anything that is made by the SWIFT banking system. So this is a way around that, and it's fine. It's crazy that it's finally happening.
Yeah, it is crazy, but you're right. It solves a pain point that they're going through with the sanctions, and not necessarily good news for the U.S. and the Western world, as they use sanctions for a lot of ways to kind of get position and stuff against Russia and other countries. But I think this is good because this gives countries the option to still do business because whether you agree with things or not, I think that you hurt the everyday person in that country if you cut off business, right? So we'll see how this plays out. If it grows the the Bitcoin wallet counts, which I believe it will, but it's definitely a positive. It's a big plus for our industry.
Yep. U.S. national debt just broke 35 trillion for the first time ever. That's 103,000 debt per legal U.S. citizen.
That's crazy.
So it's pretty insane that as soon as you're born, you owe potentially debt of $103,000. When you die in debt thanks to the U.S. National debt. But what do you think about this? And this is just the beginning, in my opinion. I think we hit 70 trillion in the next 5 to 10 years.
Gosh, unless they do something about it, right? Which I don't know if it's even like slowing down. I think it's going to be like it's like a getting worse before it gets better type of situation. But that's why we're here, right? And that's why our audience is here, is to take control over our own destinies and to not be another number into this, right? And so, yes, this is bad, but the positive, I can say, the optimistic perception or viewpoint, I would say, is that our government is starting to be open-minded to Bitcoin Reserve, starting to be open-minded to how to get this down using Bitcoin. And hopefully that works.
For sure. We'll see. Backing the dollar by some Satoshis would be one way of doing it. A basket of currency is another way of doing it, right? There's many ways of doing it. You could definitely, but what that's going to do is not going to allow them to pay for these wars that they love, that they get these politicians rich off of, right? And we're not a political show, but I mean, it's obvious that these political figures, they love war because it at the end of the day, it goes into their pockets. But Bitcoin solves that because you can see exactly where it goes, and that's why they hate it so much as well.
Yep.
All right, jump into Bitcoin fear and greed. So
I'm not gonna look.
We were at a 71. Yesterday we're at 74. As you know, we are down a little bit today. What do you think is the Bitcoin fear and greed today?
I would say it's back to 70.
All right, let's see it. We are at 67. A 67. Yeah, man. So pretty close. 74 yesterday. Really got smacked down to a 67. So it's kind of like, we hit 70K and then jumped down to 65. So we dropped about, 7 points.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah, man.
It seems fair. So now, before I wanted it to keep going down. Now I don't, because we're in the range of, 65, 66,000. And I feel like it's perfect kind of psyop to hang out here, right? And then make the bears think, hey, we're heading back down already, and they load up on their shorts a bit, and then it hits that 72,000, liquidates a lot of these shorts, right? So I don't know. That's the intuition that I feel. My gut feeling is what's going to happen, and once it does touch that and liquidate that section. I wouldn't be shocked if it does retrace, before a big leg up to start everything in September around then.
Yeah, man. I agree. I'm going to show this chart really quickly. So this is the Bitcoin stock to flow from Plan B. You can see here that we will be getting a new dot. This is a monthly chart. We'll be getting a new dot in about a day or two, right? What's this month go up to the 31? So tomorrow's 31st, right?
Yeah, tomorrow's the 31st. So we'll be as long as we can finish above 62.5, I think our red dot will be a tad bit higher. So we'll be in the plus from the monthly close of July compared to June.
And it's looking very similar to maybe even here. So I mean, over here we had 1, 2, 3 before we took off, and here we had 1, 2, 3, but that was an uptrend. And here we had 1, 2, 3. With a pop, right? So eventually we might not get this pop right here of this just jump up, but we will potentially see maybe something like this, right? So I still think my target is 750,000 mid to end of next year. And I think we do get that, but I do think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months ahead of us before we do hit that number. But we are having a positive red dot here. And if you see here, the red dots do not mean like the You can see green and red. It's not like that, but it's just months after halving. So you can see the first red dot is the first month after halving. So as we get further and further away from the halving or closer to the next halving, we change colors here. So as you can see, we will be getting to that orange, and orange has been very good for Bitcoin. So we'll see if we get there again.
Yep.
But yeah, man. Jump into some Bitcoin price action. See the charts, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's do it. Before we do that, guys, on the YouTube side, please smash that like for us. Helps us out a lot. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. And then on the Twitter side, please share this space, guys. It is a huge help for us. All right, so let's get to the price action here. Just want to make sure I'm on the right screen. Perfect. Okay, cool. All right, so we are seeing some downtrend and then consolidation with more downtrend, right? We've been down only since yesterday, I would say 8 a.m. yesterday morning. So up until Sunday night, we've been pretty strong and steady at that like 69,000, 68 to 69,000. Then we started our downtrend here. You can see it's been downtrend with consolidation, and that seems to be the theme for this week, right? And I believe it's going to continue on. Yesterday, I thought, we'd hang out maybe at the low at 67,000. We definitely broke through that, obviously. And the charts, this is the 1 hour chart. So it is showing that, probably see a little bit more sell down. I still believe that it's not going to be super, super like crazy, like heading to the 50,000, 53,000, like we just kind of got out of. It seems like that was not long ago, right? Whenever we hit 53,000 in June. And this like methodical, like drive up hasn't felt the same as the previous ones. You know what I mean? It's been weird. Yeah. It's been like, we definitely have jumped up in spurts, but then like sideways a lot and then jumped up again. So I don't know how to feel about that other than thinking that there's not going to be extreme volatility. So I don't see us going back down to that 53,000, that 50, but who knows, right? It could happen. The market makers I will say they are probably having like the best last 6 months of their, being able to profit and make money and stuff like that, because they've just really been tagging the shorts and the longs in terms of liquidations. Okay, so for the rest of the day, the 1 hour chart just started to get back into sell pressure. You can see in the MACD, the red candles are forming, but there was strong sell pressure that we just kind of got out of, and we didn't really see a bounce up on that, right, at all. It was so short, the buy pressure here on the MACD, and then now we're already back into the sell pressure. So I honestly, whenever I see this, typically it doesn't, if like the opposite trend starts to happen and it's very short lived and there's no impact with it and it goes back to the other side, it doesn't last that long over here, typically, what I've noticed in my past history, right? So we'll see if that's the case. Then we probably won't be in oversold for very long and then kind of jump back up. So if we do that, we could see a decent second half of today, maybe get back to 66.5 around there, maybe even try to get back to 67. But if this does kind of start to get aggressive, which it can happen any moment, then we can expect further down, maybe 60, 64. But I am betting that we do bounce back. I don't think this is going to last too long. So if I were to place my bets, I would say maybe we bounce back to 66.5 for today. On the 4 hour chart, I am seeing still the sell pressure is pretty strong, right? How long do we live down here? I don't know. It could be the next couple days, right? So if we get back to 66.5, like I said, we could jump back down again and kind of just chop between 64.5, 66.5, around there. This looks pretty aggressive in terms of the sell down, but that can change pretty quickly, depending on what the hour chart does and what happens today. But if I were to say what will happen the next couple days, I will say probably chop between 64.5 and 66.5, 67. That's something that this chart is showing me. On the 12-hour chart, which is the next week and a half, we are seeing some probably sell pressure here. So that is it's not showing that we're going to be hyper bullish or anything like that. So maybe some correction from what we did end up kind of buying back up in July. And so we'll see for the next week and a half, 2 weeks, if we hang out in this low 60,000 range, or if something different happens. Maybe news can change anything, right? But on the longer time frames, I would say week and a half, not looking the best. It's not looking the best, you know.
Yeah.
Low 60,000s to mid 60,000s is what I'm seeing there.
But everything could change, right? So tomorrow we have the Fed meeting. Jerome will come out at 2:00 and give his Fed market, right? Which basically means that he's either going to cut rates, keep them the same, or lower them. That'll be at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Everyone is expecting him to keep rates the same. But it really all depends on what he says at 2:30. If 2:30 he comes out and says we will be cutting rates in September, as long as the data is repeating what we've already been seeing, or if he comes out and says we're probably not going to be, that those remarks at 2:30 is bigger than the 2:00 number, whether he does whatever he's done. But if he comes out tomorrow and they do a surprise rate cut, that could be monster for the markets as well. So we will see what happens tomorrow, but that could change your charts, just as the U.S. moving Bitcoin from wild to wild did, right? So
yeah. And remember, like, I did not account for the Ethereum ETF because it is playing out very similarly to the Bitcoin ETF.
Yeah.
Not so much attention to it initially, the first couple of weeks, and then that third week of January, the last week of January, the ETF really showed its impact. And I think that could happen with Ethereum as well. If that happens, Bitcoin might be a little bit dormant, right? Kind of hang out by itself, because and then the alts could move. And it's going to be very interesting to see if it affects Bitcoin alts, right? Because alts are alts at the end of the day, right? But we'll see.
100%. All right, we're getting to my favorite part of the show, guys. Roll call. Kind of see who is here, who is here. It's looking like, okay, it's a little confusing because we do have an X account, but it says the timing's different. So I'm gonna give it to BitRens. Shout out to BitRens. You are number one. Congratulations to you, my friend. Followed by You Win Today. Followed by Bitmap News is in the building. And then our guy Yasher. Hello, lovely people. He's one of our mods. We appreciate everything he does for the show. We have a research and developments Telegram, and he really shines in that. So shout out to you, my friend, and thank you for all your help. PJNZ is in the building. He says Into the Ghost Town. Yeah, we thought that was a great name for the show today. Our boy Danny Boy, GM everyone. I Walk Alone is here. He says GM, Ordinal Revolution fam. Hope everyone has a great day. Let's effing go. Like, share until we get to 30K. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you so much. Ordinal Tweets is here. Big Goofy Guy. Shout out to you. I think it's your first time here, but thank you so much.
Welcome, Big Goofy Guy.
And then we have Rick G. He says, long live the BRC20s. Rick G will not die, just like the BRC20s. But we shout out to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here every day. KDN is here. Dream Baked is here. He says, back at it again. Let's get it. Akala is here. No limit, dude. Superfan is in the building. Shout out to Superfan. He is building, head down, hood up, building. This guy is a legend. Tommy the Welly is here. That's a new one as well. We had some new people here. So shout out to a lot of you guys. Tim Baker is here today. He says, you guys keep working hard. Thank you so much, Tim. Another one of our mods. Cheaty is in the building. He says, what's up, guys? BTC, ETH, Chad, Merlin, what's up? Shout out to you. Wow, man. A lot of new people, new faces. I love it. Yeah. Kai Effect is here, one of our long-term listeners and watchers.
Yep. And I got that pass out to you, Kai. Yeah, we already talked about it, though, so we're good there.
Let's get it. Followed by Patty Poo, the Bitcoin machine stuff. If you guys don't like Patty Poo, I don't know what's wrong with you. Shout out to Patty Poo. LSR, LSR's in the building. Chief Axel, that's our guy, man. We met him in Nashville. 626 Rips, shout out to him, man. This guy is battling Pokemon on his channel. Go check out his channel there. Dashcam Fun is here. What an amazing name.
Yeah. Probably has a really cool channel, I would imagine. It's probably a bunch of like Uber drivers or something, like funny things that happen to him.
Yeah, man. Pelpa is here. Runes Whale is here. He said, did you all see the new Agora feature? Anyone can now create a market bet. It's something we'll definitely look into. We do have a banner with some Agora on it later. Steamy J is here. Mark from Launch Punk. Shout out to him. He says, buy the dip and sit tight and ride the market. Yes, sir. That is some of the best advice you can give anyone. Shout out to Mark and the Launch Punks, man. Runes Whale, he says, rumor is they're going to be adding incentive feature for Market Creator. I'm guessing talking about Agora again. Kai Effect is here. D Love. I probably said you already. Ant-Man is here. Shout out to Ant-Man. Crypto Noob is here. Reziak is in the building. GM commented yesterday, but looks like it was deleted. It's not deleted by us, man, in any way. Yeah, I did see you first, and I normally hit the star, but I just forgot yesterday. Sorry about that. What it does, it makes sure it's not deleted by YouTube. YouTube does weird stuff, not our thing, but I did see you did have #1 yesterday, but I appreciate you, man, and I can only say what I see. 626 Rips again, and then Chief Axel says GM Rick G. Shout out to Rick G and all you guys, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys. And that is your roll call for today.
Yeah, roll call.
Jumping into some things here. Brandon Wampler at the end. He said, check out Track Weekly Chart. Parabolic move to start the week. Yeah, we'll definitely check that out. But we'll jump into some stuff here. Seize Control is launching the No Ordinary Kind 7,680 ordinal collection this Wednesday, which is tomorrow, July 31st at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Magic Eden. Priced at 0.0014, which I think that is around, if I want to say, around $70. What do you think about this collection? Have you looked into it at all?
I haven't. I think when Control came out with their last collection after the conference last year, it was really cool looking, right? They used the fiat, and it was kind of like anti-government, anti-fiat, and all that stuff, and really, really cool. Cool art. The art was awesome. The price point was definitely higher than I would like, right? But then they kind of faded out after that, right? No community involvement really that much. This seems pretty cool. It's definitely different. I like it, but at the same time, this is not something that I would probably get into because I feel like the value in the volume is not there with the first collection, right? So we'll see if this is different. This is more PFP like, right? So
yeah. This is way more PFP. Like that's what I was about to say. This is 7,680 collection, so there's gonna be volume on this. This is gonna make the front page of Magic Eden a lot. I think this is big. I think the price point is not bad. I mean, if you think about it, where they're getting 0.0014. So if you do the math, 0.0014 times 7,680. I mean, they're gonna be making about 10 Bitcoin off this, which is a lot of money. But at the same time, like these guys have been OGs, and I'm not sure how many of the collection they're going to keep as well. But I mean, they can potentially grab 10 Bitcoin off this and kind of see where it goes. But these guys, I mean, these are OGs, right? So you got to respect the OGs.
Yeah, you got to respect them on that. The first collection was definitely art, and also there was a parent Satoshi within that collection that was, I believe, it was a not an epic stat, but it was one of the top 2 though, like rarest stats. So, or top 3, I think it was. It wasn't uncommon; it was right above uncommon. So they had that kind of layer of value to try to justify the first collection. So there's that. But this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting what these look like, right? This looks pretty cool. It looks like some sort of type of interactive, like recursion type of generative maybe collection. But let's see what it looks like. Let's see what do they have any reveals of anything or
let me check now. I will check. Not seeing Seize Control. I should have looked into this earlier.
Yeah. But I think that they'll probably sell out just because they plan their their launches very well. I think planning has a lot to do with how much success you have, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Like Bitmap Emporium, they planned that for months, and people got excited, had the Discord and all that stuff. So it depends on how well they plan this out and how it does. But you can see there
a video. They're actually here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so similar to that initial image that we saw.
That's dope.
They almost kind of look like stamps.
Like what?
Stamps, kind of.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's pretty dope. I like them. I'm actually probably going to be grabbing a couple of these if I can. Honestly, I'm curious if they're going to do a reveal or not. What do you think? Do you think they'll be doing a reveal?
I hope not. If they do, I mean, look, there's always strategies on how to make money. And if you're a flipper, then go all out, right? Like if
Yeah.
this is, you know how to flip something like this, because like you said, they probably will create volume. There's not a bunch of competition with them right now in terms of launches. So yeah, you could definitely flip and make money off of this in the short term, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would imagine.
And if August is bullish, this might be a perfect time to launch a collection, right? These guys might be on, very early. Everyone likes the new shiny thing, right? So if we get bullish, this could be the new shiny thing. And you could probably potentially see these at, a 10x easy if we get into a bullish momentum. And, so 0.0014, you could see it at 0.014 up down the line eventually if this really starts taking control. I mean, these control, you got to remember, they're OGs, dude. Like, these guys have been in Ordinal since day one. So that's the one thing I'll give them, huge.
Yeah. I remember the businessman ETH FUD against them when they first came out. So we'll see if he comes back.
Yeah. Unless they paid him off this time. He's got to pay off businessman.ETH. Got to pay him off. No, I'm just kidding. Pizza uncommon. So uncommons, dude. Remember how sought after they were in the beginning, and then they went to 0. So a pizza uncommon just sold for 0.49, almost a half a Bitcoin. Wow. When I saw this, dude, I was kind of taken aback. I said maybe there's a shot that rare sats come back. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I think they do come back. It's a layer of value, right? It's basically like you can compare it to kind of like rare coins and stuff like that. We talked about this before, but it's gonna be not in this market, right? But I guess this pizza uncommon, that's wild. I wonder who bought that, and I'm gonna check my uncommons to see if I have any pizza uncommons.
You could be sitting on a half a Bitcoin with a pizza uncommon for sure. Ordinals passed 73 million inscriptions, so congratulations. I think we came in around, I want to say, what did we come in around 1 million, or did we come in around 10 million? I think it was 1 million. No, I don't think it was 1 million.
I think we were here around closer to 1, but then we didn't start paying attention too much into the ordinals, closer to probably 10, because we were all fungible tokens in the beginning. We were all about BRC20s and stuff like that.
It ran from 1 million to 10 million in a few days because of the BRC20s were minting out, right? So it took a little while to get to 1 million, but once it got to 1 million, it went right to 10 million, which is pretty insane. Liquidium, Rune Loan open beta. So it's open to everyone now. I was a part of the official, the pre-beta, because I was in the top 1,000 of the points. And so this is pretty cool. So now you can long and short using NUSD on layer 1 Bitcoin. So if you wanted to, you could take your Bitcoin and you could take out a loan on NUSD, and then you can either use that NUSD to sell that and then buy the Bitcoin back cheaper, or you can use that NUSD to just buy the Bitcoin right out. So you can long and short using NUSD now, technically, the hard way, but you can definitely do it on layer 1 Bitcoin now.
Yeah. You would put your rune up and then get the NUSD, possibly buy more of that rune, right? And then get more NUSD.
Well, not even rune. You can do it with Bitcoin, right?
What's up?
You can take NUSD, and that's a rune. So you can basically put that up as collateral to get Bitcoin.
Yeah, you could. I guess because Liquidium doesn't give you stable tokens, right? So it would be Bitcoin, and then buy more of that rune, and then if you believe that your rune's going to go up against Bitcoin, this is a very manual way of doing it, and you can do it the opposite way, right? And then you can short it, so it's gonna be interesting to see how many people actually take advantage of this, because this would be like leverage with layer 1 Bitcoin, right? So
let's just say you think Bitcoin's going to drop to 50,000. You could potentially take your NUSD, right? You take a loan against it, get the Bitcoin, and then sell that Bitcoin in more NUSD, right? And then when Bitcoin is, when you think it's low enough to where you want to purchase it, you purchase it back. So you just short it and longed potentially Bitcoin using Liquidium. Pretty big, pretty awesome.
Yep.
All right, dot swap getting a lot of traction. So we noticed over the weekend in Nashville, I'm not sure if we said this yesterday or not, but dot swap is getting a lot of traction, man. Not just from Xverse, who now has a built-in swap using dot swap, but from a lot of others as well. What do you think about DotSwap and the attention that they're finally getting?
So DotSwap is a prime example of a underfunded like project that kept knocking on the door and kept trying to push forward, and finally got their opportunity.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for them. And it's at this point, it's like they just can't mess up, right? If they have the opportunity, now what they need to do is they need to be really good at what they do in
Yeah.
terms of, being the custodian of these liquidity pools, make the experience great for the user, and then they could be humongous. Like they could be really, really big here in the next 3 to 6 months if they do everything by the book and right and stuff like that. Because this is an opportunity I think that they've been waiting for, right? We know that they've been around for a long time. We've had talks with them, with our team and them. And this I'm happy for them because they're builders that just continually push through, right? No matter of how hard it was for them. So I'm excited to see how big this can be, right? Because here's where we are with it. They've integrated into X versus wallet to be a swap. I'm hearing runes getting added to their swap daily. I'm seeing like notifications and stuff.
Yeah.
They have an opportunity to capture the market, right? And so if they can do that and it can be a pleasant experience, then they can actually start to capture people from Solana, people from other ecosystems that are more used to this type of trading environment.
Yeah. So one thing about them though is a lot of competition is coming, right? Not from just Odin Swap, what was built by the Ordzart guys, but also from our partner Fluid Tokens, which is a non-custodial DEX. It's hard to call DotSwap a DEX, right? Because they're not decentralized. There's a centralized permissionless. I think that's the one big part of it. You don't need no KYC or anything to use DotSwap. So permissionless is bigger over here than decentralized. As long as something's permissionless, where you need no KYC, you just go make the trades. I think that's a big deal. But Fluid Tokens is more of a decentralized DEX because they don't custodian any of your stuff. They use your limit orders and just pick and choose, apart your half signed Bitcoin transaction, right? Your partially signed Bitcoin transaction, your
PSBT.
Yeah, PSBT. So they do a little bit differently. But do you think DotSwap should be a little worried about the potential, people, other DEXs or other permissionless sexes coming?
No, I think that they should just keep doing what they're doing because they've gotten to this point, right? Finally, the door kind of has opened for them. And it's two different worlds, right? Like they have liquidity pools.
Yeah.
The people that are working in a decentralized manner or trying to, as close as possible, they just can't do that with Bitcoin's limitations, right? Everything's on chain. Fluid Token has gotten the furthest using Bitcoin's chain and its limitations than anybody else has. But DotSwap is using a centralized approach, which Fluid could have done months ago. So I think what DotSwap needs to probably worry about a little bit is Odin Swap to see how that will play out, because Odin Swap has one of the strongest marketing people in the East in Nakib, right? Everybody loves Nakib. We actually ran into Nakib at the Sandbar event, and it's always a pleasure to run into him. But so that's the only thing that I could really see them kind of running into, but they don't even need to pay any attention to it because they've never done that. They've never paid attention to the critics outside of what they're doing. And I think that's what kept them pushing forward.
Yeah, and these guys have just been heads down, right? Like they were around in the BRC20 craze, but they had issues. It wasn't easy for them, especially with the transfer inscription. And now with runes, it just seems to be very easy for them to kind of do these liquidity pools and things like that. So shout out to DotSwap, man. They were building with their heads down for so long. We heard at DotSwap, I want to say this time last year, right? It was super early when we started looking actually into them and seeing them now a year later really being, used a lot now. I mean, you've seen Liquidium yesterday come out and say that Liquidium is now 5th in their pool. So it's pretty amazing. You can actually earn yield now. Centralized, very centralized, but you can definitely earn yield and stuff using .swap. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. That's the part where I think they could probably gain is the liquidity pool earning.
Yeah.
More and more users. So we'll see.
100%. But I just want to let you guys know too, while we're talking about dexes and use Fluid Swap, guys. So all you check the leaderboard now if you weren't watching this show yesterday to see where your ranking is. So you can see the top 25, but you can see your own by hitting your ranking. And as long as you're in the top 1,000, you will be getting an airdrop, guys. You'll be getting an airdrop of their official pass, and then that pass will be staked, and you will be able to earn the Fluid token, the FLDT token, which is a Cardano token that'll eventually be a rune. But real simple, you just really right now really just have to do one swap. Maybe in a few days or weeks, if your number isn't in the top 1,000, you got to do 2 swaps or maybe 3 swaps. But it's really simple, really easy. Use Fluid, guys. Get this pass. We think it's going to be pretty amazing down the line. And yeah, it's real simple, real easy. You see, I just put 005 swap. And then my wallet's going to pop up, and hopefully it's logged in. I don't know if it is or not. And it is not, of course, but it's just so simple. And then your transaction comes up in the wallet, and you just hit confirm. And I just did one swap. So just one swap as of right now will get you an airdrop. Super simple and easy. Use Fluid tokens. btc.fluidtokens.com is the site. But yeah, and they are also in the information below in the show notes. So
yeah, the .swap website isn't working for me. Is it working for you?
.swap.app. You sure it's .app?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm getting an error.
Yeah, same for me. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I kind of want to make sure that's the right site, though.
It is. I went to their Twitter.
Okay. Cool. All right. Moving along here. So Agora is gaining more and more attention. So Agora, they have a new market alert. The market will Team USA win the gold medal in men's basketball at the Olympics is now live. So you can say yes or no to that, right? But you basically send like $1,000, and then you get the yes and the no, and you can sell the one that you don't think is correct, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much how that works. There's different, aspects to it, but as a market maker, you have multiple ways of having an edge. And as a bettor, it's really simple and straightforward. You just pick who you feel like is going to win, and you try to buy the token at the lowest percentage of $1 as possible, right? So these guys, I'm pretty impressed with them. We met them in Nashville. They had a booth there. I think that was really smart for them to do. It wasn't a huge booth. It was actually, perfect for them because they were right in the middle of all the scaling solutions and stuff, people that would be interested in this. And, people were going up to them and asking them, really sharp looking guys, well-dressed, and just seemed like they were on top of their stuff. We'll see where this goes, right? They did kind of jump to market. They were the first predictions runes marketplace. And it looks like their competition is Byzantine General, and it looks like they're trying to catch up. But Agora has a head start, right? So, they're adding more and more features. Obviously, the goal is to get it to be, non-custodial, completely permissionless. And they mentioned to us that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. And you're right, though. They were, definitely dressed for success at the conference. I was shocked to see them there. I think we heard about them being there, but being front and center, I mean, that's not easy to do, especially when you have, such a small following, right? I mean, these guys aren't huge whatsoever right now. I mean, they can get there, but as of right now, they're tiny. I mean, their market cap is like, I want to say about 400,000, maybe less. So for them to have the balls to do something like that, that definitely shows me that they're built for success. And they were like you said, they were dressed for success. So we'll see where this goes. Definitely bullish on these guys and seeing where what comes next.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about their booth, right? They got a booth, and when they announced it in their Telegram, it was a little bit, later, like almost like a week before the event. So someone believes in them, whether it's their own conviction or someone that put up the money to get that booth, because I imagine that booth is pretty pricey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah, for sure.
we'll see how this plays out, but I'm excited. This is like actual like applications that are a part of the Bitcoin on-chain economy, and this
Yeah.
has never happened before. So for the people that might be losing some faith in our space, in our ecosystem, just do research, and you'll find stuff like this, and that, you know, will further your conviction, or at least it did for me.
100%. I agree. All right. The next thing here is Magisat introduces the latest thrill on Bitcoin Marketplace, the Magisat Spin Daily game. Did you see this?
No, I didn't. So is it like a
So,
gambling type of
yeah,
thing?
I'm still trying to figure it out a little bit, but if you go to magisat.io, it's right here. It says live in 8 hours and 15 minutes. So it's not live yet, but it will be. And then you kind of, I don't know, tier 1 is basic user, tier 2 is a market maker. So I'm not really 100% sure how this is going to work. I'm curious to see, and I might come back in about 8 hours to kind of see what it's like. But I have some X's on mine, so I'm not a basic user or a market maker. So I don't know what this, but the prizes are pretty cool. One OMB, one Runestone, one Apostles of Greed, one Uncommon, one Black Uncommon, 100 Magistat points, 25x Magistat points. So then, yeah, you have some stuff over here. 50% off all actions, 75% off all actions. So potentially you guys can really take advantage of this. I'm curious when this drops, but it looks pretty cool. Definitely want to shout out Quarry from Magistat. He's day one ordinal guy, and he lives and
Yeah.
dies by uncommons and stuff, which is awesome. So
Well, not just that, you know, you got to give him props for the extra features he's added, and
yeah,
like the sniping back tool, right?
yep,
That was kind of a gift to the ordinal space that kept getting sniped by these snipers and saying, hey, if you want to snipe
yep,
him back, you can use our tool,
yep,
as well as other tools they added. So yes, they started off as, you know, a rare sat, exotic sat marketplace, but have evolved into just an overall marketplace. So I think the future is bright for Magisat. Quarry obviously contributes a ton to our space, so shout out to him. And he's there to help other people too. You know, we've
yeah.
mentioned this before. You know, he has helped people try to retrieve or limit, wallet drains and stuff like that.
Yeah, just a good guy, good platform as well. So jumping to the next topic here, Ghosty Cash. So Ghosty Cash released its new on-chain swap feature. So on-chain, this is not going to be used on, through the centralized marketplaces like they normally do. So this is pretty cool. You can now exchange more than 40,000 currencies between different chains like SOL, Sol, or BSC, Binance Smart Chain, or you stay on the same chain and swap between different dexes without changing the website. Save money and time. So this is pretty cool. They have a little feature, and we can kind of just watch how they do it. It's really simple. You just put the amount of Binance you want to put in there, and you're going to swap to Sol. So this is something that I'd probably use a lot. This is pretty cool. You can kind of jump around and kind of, say if I have some stuff on the ETH that is expiring that I can finally withdraw, I would just send that right to Bitcoin. So this is pretty cool. Shout out
Yeah,
Ghosty Cash, man. These guys are always building.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you do have to connect your EVM wallet, I believe, or whatever wallet you're trying to
Sol
use for
Wallet,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is big. I think this is really cool. It's on-chain swaps, right? So it's there. You can see what is happening. But they do need to add, I think they need to add Merlin and well, I guess they can add stacks because it's not EVM. So
Yeah.
it's really just the well, if the Bitcoin network builds out, like it scales and Particle Network becomes like it is, Particle Network's trying to hit all these Bitcoin layer 2s,
Yeah.
then you could technically connect your Unisat wallet down the line as well. So we'll see
Yeah.
how they evolve in that aspect. But this is big. I've always wanted them to get to a point where you can connect a wallet to their application, because I think that just feels better than just pasting in an address. You know what I mean? Saying I'm supposed to be accepting or receiving certain crypto to this address or whatever. So the more that they can get this connected wallet type of thing feel, the better, in my opinion. But I mean, another feature added by Ghosty Cash. I just don't understand how their token isn't at like close to $100 million market cap by now.
Yeah, I just think it's, you need the right marketplaces for that, right? So you cannot trade this on anything besides Ordinal's wallet right now until today with the new tap marketplace, but we'll get into that a little later. But yeah. We'll just get into one more thing and before we jump into the tap marketplace stuff. But yeah, I think that's the biggest problem with Ghost Cash is like they're not easy to buy right now, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's I don't know. We're gonna really see if that's the reason, because the marketplace that is going to be released today is fully dedicated to Tap DMT Unet. So if volume doesn't pick up for some of these tokens, then we know it's not just the marketplace. It's could be the community isn't big enough. But
Yeah.
we'll know. We'll have an answer at least. So we shall see.
Yep. Moving on to the thing here. Ordity, right? Rarity rankings for ordinals. The rarity ranking for Billy Cats is live. So this is for Billy Cats now.
Go.
One of the collections that we're both bullish on, but they have many other collections as well here. It's really cool. I don't know if you've used this before, but I've been checking this out. So this is the #1 rare Billy Cat. And you can kind of put your token address in and it'll tell you how rare your Billy Cat is. So if you do have a ninja that's an alien, you potentially have the #1 or number 4 or 5. It looks like all the aliens, but there is some gold here as well at number 11. So don't just be going willy-nilly and selling your ordinals. Come here first and see how rare it is. And like I said, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be Billy Cats. It can be a lot of the collections that are already listed in other places, like your NatBats or your Bitcoin Spaceman or your BTC machines. Go find out if your machines are how rare it is. This being the #1, the rarest one. It's number 756. So that's pretty cool. So definitely go check out your rankings before you list them, guys. Ordity is really awesome. Have you seen this yet?
No, I'm looking right now though. I'm trying to see like how many of mine are rare. Like I have quite a bit. And I think I have some rare ones. Where the zombies? Oh, okay, the zombies came in there. I see. Okay, they're at like the 5th row. All right, cool. The nuns, man. The nuns are super rare, huh?
Yeah, for the cats, the Billy Cats.
Ninjas and nuns.
But yeah, so we're both very bullish on the Billy Cats. They're cheap right now too, 0.001, a lot cheaper than where I bought. But I'm still happy with my price. Honestly, I think these feel a lot like how the Goose ones were, price action wise. So I think these can get to like $700-800 each. So that's just my opinion, not financial advice whatsoever. But these are really cool. The ninjas and the nuns, and obviously the aliens and the gold seem to be the rarest ones. But guys, go check out what you're holding before you list. So don't be giving away rare ones for no reason. But yeah,
for sure.
All right, we're gonna jump into it's almost Tap Tuesday. Do you want to get in some questions first, or should we?
Yeah,
just
let's get some questions and some shout outs here. We want to give a shout out to T Shroom. He says, "Let's go. What up, bro?" So T Shroom is from the Investing Bros. Check them out on YouTube. Follow their Twitter. We were on the spaces with them, and they cover a lot of different ecosystems, but we were trying to educate and onboard some people to ordinals, and just really educate was the whole point of that. And so really cool. Him and Tim, they are the duo over there at Investing Bros. So wanted to give them a shout out.
Amazing TA. These guys, we do our best here. Yagobi does an amazing job, but these guys have been doing it for years and years, man. So if you definitely want to check out some stuff that's other than Bitcoin, these guys are the definitely where to check that out. So,
yep. All right, let's see here. So, not a ton of questions. LSR is asking, what is the website? So it is ordity.io, ordity.io. And that is the site. And Shizzy just put it in the chat there, so you can get it there. But that is a pretty good resource there, tool to check, and multiple different collections. So Brandon Wampler says, check out the track weekly chart, parabolic move to start those the week. So is it have you checked it out? I know you kind of track that.
Yeah, I've been tracking track. I've been tracking track for a while. Let me bring up my chart here.
I didn't know it bounced back up so aggressively.
Yeah, so I've actually had this this chart for a while now. Let me show this real quickly before we bring up the Tap Tuesday, guys. Here it is. So I was correct in buying the bottom here. Let me bring up this chart. I was tracking this for a little while, you know, the top and then this, and we're kind of in this upward wedge, and we kind of broke out a little bit, but I think we do come back up. But we had this candle to Brandon's point here, but we're outside of the wedge here. I was expecting to come down and hit this, and we definitely test this, and then we're on the outside of it. But I think we do end up back in here, and I think, you know, I think track has upward momentum from here. I honestly do. So what do you think?
I mean, that's what the expectation is, right? With the validators and the increase in price. And I mean, there could be just a squeeze up, like a hard squeeze up. But I think the track and the tap marketing is going to be like heavily aggressive.
Yeah.
Once Bitcoin passes that like $75,000 mark, heading towards 80, they're gonna like open the dam, and then like marketplace and this and that and stuff, and then you have builders that are kind of like have that dot swap mentality, like Tap Wallet Explorer, that says, you know, we don't want to wait. We're gonna just build and release, and they released the marketplace today, which you've had the pleasure of testing out with while, you know, we were prepping for the show, and you seem to love it.
Yeah, dude, I listed a few things today. It seems pretty amazing. So this is it right here, tapwallet.io, and you can bring in your wallet there. I'll connect mine, and then you can go to marketplace, and this is brand new, just came out today. I listed a few things already, so it's pretty cool. You know, you can see you can list your tap 0 if you would like. You can list anything really. So there's not a lot of listing yet. Obviously, it is day one, but if you go to my items, you can kind of see for the first time in any really marketplace, besides Ordinal's wallet, what you're holding and what you can think. And the best part about it too, let's just say, because with tap tokens, they're kind of like BRC20s where you need a transfer inscription. But with the tap tokens, you can just hit trade, and then you can inscribe transfer, and it's actually really easy. They make it really easy for here. Let's just say I have available 10,000. I just want to do 1,000. I'll come over here and I'll inscribe it. And it's so quick. My wallet's going to pop up. I'm going to hit confirm, and then I just do the transfer inscription for another 1,000, and potentially I'm going to be able to list that once the block clears. So it's pretty amazing.
Or you will be able to,
if I wanted to. Probably
okay, there
will.
You go.
You know what I mean? Potentially, if I wanted to list that now, or if I wanted to wait to list it later. So, but you know, potentially I could if I wanted to. So.
I really like the layout. I think it's, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it type of approach here. You know, they did fork Unisat with the wallet, and it seems like with the marketplace as well. But that makes a lot of sense to me because people are comfortable with it. They're used to it, right? And so why not just, you know, get it out there? And then they customized it to be dedicated to the Tap ecosystem. You can see Tap tokens, fungible tokens, DMT, UNAT. I mean, you know, so if you go to UNAT, you can see the images too. You know, these guys are quick. They're seem to be like on top of their stuff. Now it's kind of like, okay, the users, it's like if you build it, they will come, right? So it's the users that need to kind of navigate towards it now.
Like I'm gonna try buying one of these. It's $12. Just kind of see how it feels of using the Tap wallet here. $20. So I'm gonna click confirm.
Hey,
boom, just bought it. So pretty cool. I do like the way it feels. Fee was a little high, but it's a new marketplace. So
yeah, exactly. Guys, we have 391 people in here live watching us, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Y'all support us so much, and we appreciate it. We were telling everybody just how much we appreciate the community while we're in Nashville, and how just the Ordinal and Bitcoin ecosystem just feels so tight, like a family. And you know, we're excited to, you know, kick off this Tap Tuesday with these builders. We got the Tap Wallet and Explorer about to jump up with us, as well as Tom from the Track team, the Track and Tap team, to give us hopefully some alpha, maybe some updates and stuff like that. But
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with the Tap Wallet guys, right? Yo, what's up, buddy? Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
you
can.
Sorry, testing a new interface in a new hotel. Just traveling around the world all the time, so
yeah.
Nice to be.
Well, I like your Tesla truck.
It was Tommy who made it. Tommy Yates, our marketing manager. He has done a lot of good graphics for us in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Big shout out to him.
Amazing.
And I saw that you already showcased the marketplace that we have built, how it works, the interface, how fast it is, how easy and intuitive it is to
Yeah, you
use.
guys, they did a great
And,
job. It looks
Let
phenomenal.
me just
It feels
recap a
good.
little bit. Thank you.
No, good.
Let me just recap a little bit what we have been doing beginning. It's been a long time. We found Benny, what he was doing and what he was coding, and we saw that the infrastructure that he was planning to build in a decentralized system, it was just epic, And his coding skills was awesome, and we felt in love with it, We felt in love with his skills and with the coding that he was built. So we decided to jump in along with the block runner guys. They loved it as well, just the same way that as we did. And we decided to jump in and then start to build as fast as we could. And we were first to build. We developed the first tap wallet ever built for the tap ecosystem. That includes TAP tokens, DMT tokens, and UNAT tokens as well. We created the first UNAT index that indexes all the UNATs because it's currently not indexed by track, only by us. But hopefully in the future it will be indexed by track as well. And we also built the first explorer where you can check all the tokens that are held by each wallet. On our UNAT index, you can check already the top holders for each token, for each UNAT. And you can check the tokens per holder in the TAP and the MT tokens. We're just waiting for the upgrades on the TAP reader, so we can so we can sort it as well by holders. We still couldn't do that because it's still not a function on the TAP reader. Just waiting for Penny to implement it, and then we'll be able to see also the top holders by token on TP and the MT tokens. And now we can with the first marketplace for TP, and we are actually very excited for it because it took us long nights without sleeping, just working, trying to find partnerships to get it out, and it was a really complex task, because building a marketplace is not something easy. It's a bit harder than a wallet because the SPTs and all these complex features that they need to be connected to each other all the time. There's a lot of stuff going on. I know that there are other teams that have been trying to build a tap marketplace as well for a long time, and you see, they couldn't do it so far because it's really complex. And hopefully, we have a very dedicated team and that is totally based and working full time. That's cool accomplish in just a couple of months. That's since I think we started to build it since about 1.5 months ago after the release of the wallet. Yeah, and happy to deliver it. And also we are building something very interesting. As I texted you a couple of hours before, in the marketplace you have this the ticker, and as you are implementing a messenger system, so users can communicate between names and addresses. You just click the name, opens a pop-up, and then you can talk with each other, type directly very quickly. If you want to make an offer, that's something that will be implemented in the future as well. You can just click the name. Hey, how are you? I want to make an offer to you. Do we accept it? Do we have to negotiate? In just one click, opens a pop-up chat. You talk with him and negotiate. You finish the deal, done. And that's something we are implementing as well, along with a messenger system in the marketplace, so users can communicate it very easily. And some other things as well. We are just working on the order history. We need to have an activity for each profile and the tokens for each token as well. And that's something that is already being built and will be completed in about 2 or 3 days, just to finish up and complete all the marketplace ecosystem.
Gotcha. Yeah, it just feels good, man, to finally have this. I mean, this is kind of what TapX promised us last year, right? I mean, last September, October, and to finally have
Yeah.
now essentially one and a bunch more. You know what I mean? Like I'm not afraid to call it out. You know, Santiago was out here trying to put this together, and you guys, you know, a year later, he failed at it, and you guys succeeded. You know what I mean? And we do know that the Tap team is making their own marketplace as well. But this is congratulations, man. Like this, I understand like it was a lot of hard work, but this is something as a track tap user minter from day one. This is something that you know we've been looking forward to for a very long time. Infrastructure on tap, infrastructure with a wallet and a marketplace. Absolutely amazing job. It feels good, it looks good, and I think that's really all that matters. And you know, as long as the back end is correct, which you guys are saying it is, it feels nice.
Yes, the thing with the names and everything is that as we told before, we are trying to create a more social environment for all the tap and all the Bitcoin ecosystem. You know, people are very isolated, you know, on their small communities and everything. And we want to open up this space like to everybody. We want people to actively communicate between each other, have their profiles, you know, showcase their NFTs, UNATs, talk about them like in a very active global community in Bitcoin. And that's our goal in the long term that we have been building, and as well as the addresses. When you go for the Explorer in TAP, you can check the holders, you can check the names, who is holding who, and that's something very awesome that we think that we have built. We are developing out of on top of that as well. Next up, we are coming up with a privilege authorization meeting for in a permissionless and decentralized way, so everybody can just deploy their tokens on the TP, choose their mint costs, whitelist, all this stuff with a control panel that you very intuitive and easy, just like the marketplace. Everybody can launch their projects on TP, and that's it. And we have so many other things, swaps coming as well. They are on the waiting list to be built. And yeah, we just keep building and building because we just like to do it, you know. It's it's fun, and we are in the you know, as you know, we are in the bottom of the beer market. So if the things like they are now, like they are still, you know, viable, people are still buying UNAs, people are still interested in minting new stuff. Imagine this in 2 years in a peak of the bull market, you know, it's gonna be epic completely. And people that are minting the Top Zero token, this Top Zero, as I told you before, it's a token pass. People just need one of these passes to have like zero fees across our ecosystem, marketplace, wallet, inscription services, swaps, etc., etc. It's also a way for the people to support us because, as you know, we are a team, you know, it came from nothing. We didn't have any support. We didn't have any kind of funding except from the name registration and the means. And that's all we have. And that's all we have been using to continue developing all this stuff and build this ecosystem that we all love. And it's a big deal. One Tap Zero costs only about $35. And people probably spend more than $35 for the rest of their lives in fees, maybe in our systems, I hope.
Yeah. So you mentioned that until the tap reader is upgraded or updated to kind of quickly reflect the DMT and UNAT owners, you won't be able to have that in terms of owner ranking or how many and stuff like that. But with the tap tokens, you do have that, correct?
With the UNATs, because the UNAT index, the pictures from the mint inscriptions from
the
UNATs, it's our index. So we built the index. So
what about the tap
not
tokens?
using the tap reader. So we can.
What about the tap?
The tap
the
tokens,
tap, they're good
we
to
get
go.
this information directly from the tap reader. So
gotcha.
Yeah, just waiting for the upgrade from the tap reader, and then we'll be able to sort them by, you know, by the largest holders. We still have them in the list, you know, tokens. I mean, wallet number of tokens, But in the future, once we have the rate, we'll be able to sort as well by the biggest holders as well, just like in our Explorer. And this will be pretty cool as well.
Yeah, and I really love the name, the social aspect of this, because you try to get people like engaged more, right? So you can look at what UNATs they hold, what actual like collection stuff that they hold that you can make an offer on, and there's a messaging system there, right? So I think that's very interesting. You guys move very fast. So we have been saying that the Tap ecosystem needs to have a marketplace that's fully dedicated to Tap tokens. That has happened today. Now we're going to see if our theory is correct and see if some of these Tap tokens can start to increase in volume now that there's a dedicated marketplace. Is that your expectation? Do you guys expect the Tap token ecosystem to increase in volume now that there's a dedicated marketplace that you guys rolled out?
Well, we really hope so, but the thing, as you probably notice, is that we have very little experience with marketing. We are a brilliant team, developing things, but our marketing is a little bit poor. We don't have many past experience in marketing, so we probably expect a slow growth in the use of our services in the marketplace, and as people get to know us, and maybe with some support of the official track team and Tap protocol, maybe we can all help each other and start to grow and create more volume on TAP and compete with runs and BRC20s, which is something that I really want to. I really want to be the Tap protocol to be competing with the BRC20s, hand to hand at the same level. That's our mission. So our mission is to build like all the infrastructure for the Tap protocol. I got angry when Casey came on their show and said, DMT blah blah Tap is it's only shit coins blah blah. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And but he was right in one thing. That TAP doesn't have a software. We have a brilliant code, a brilliant founder, Benny, but we lack in software, and we lack in programs and software and applications to work with the Tap protocol. And that's what we are building. Marketplace with the wallet, Explorer, everything. That's our mission, is to create all the necessary for basic and advanced stuff in the protocol.
Yeah. Well, you got 655 people watching you live right now, so that should help your reach a little bit for today.
355.
659 people. So it's definitely
we got retweeted by the Tap protocol.
So the Tap account definitely helped us out and helped you guys out too. So we appreciate them. But there's a large audience. We appreciate.
I see that they. Yeah, thank you very much. They retweeted your post in their Discord and the Tap protocol content. That's something we really appreciate because we have been working since day one, 100% full power for the protocol, and we thank any support that can be given to us, and because we are doing our best to help the community and all the protocol.
100%. And the more awareness the more awareness that comes to this Tap, whether it's you guys or the Tap protocol itself or anyone else really building, everything is all good for Tap, right? It all benefits Tap in the end, and that's something you guys are definitely doing.
Exactly.
And multiple marketplaces, multiple wallets, it's just the way to grow faster and the way people can pick and choose what they like the best. I mean, everyone votes with their mouses and their keyboards, and depending on the usage of each protocol, that's you guys are first to market too, so that's beneficial as well.
Yeah, awesome. Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna
first, and just because we love it,
Yep, for sure. Well, I'm gonna pull you down for a little bit, but hang out with us. And then we'll bring you back up at the end, and you can kind of have your final words to the community. Okay. So hang out with us.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, all right. That's pretty awesome, right? A lot of hype with that. I know it was a build up and stuff with that marketplace, but we'll see, how many people try to use it. And, this is the infrastructure growth, right? So Tap needed it, in my opinion.
100%. Yep.
Yep.
All right.
All right,
New
let's
track
bring
board?
up Tom from the Track and Tap team. I believe he has some alpha, some updates for us. Let's bring him up.
Hey
What's up, Tom?
guys, I'm
Welcome
good,
back.
thank you. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Amazing, man. Good.
It's a little bit warm over in England today, so I'm just doing my best. But yeah, we had Benny sends his regards, by the way. Had a chat with him yesterday, just an update on what's going on, kind of all around. So lots of things to cover. But yeah, he said to let you guys know that he's just been down and dirty in the development work and getting on with things, especially to do with integrating ICP. So yeah, he's been super busy with that, but he sends his regards.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I guess first thing, I thought what we were talking about last week with the wallet and the marketplace, we've got some updates on both of them. And just carrying on from what the Tap Wallet guy was talking about, the new reader is being released soon as well. So that I think that will help with everyone. But yeah, in terms of the wallet, one thing is worth mentioning is that I think the current estimate on time frame is around 4 weeks. So it's still got a little bit of time to wait. First thing is obviously going to be Tap support, so getting the Tap asset supported. But beyond that, it's going to be also Pipe as well. So the plan is for it's actually going to be more of a TTP entire ecosystem wallet. So one of the big pushes that's been going on internally at the moment is to have the whole scene, the whole TTP ecosystem a lot more cohesive, and to have it all, we're representing the whole thing, right? It's not just Tap, it's not just Track, it's all free. And we want to, obviously, if we're building a wallet, let's go the whole way. And so we're going to be supporting Pipe assets with that eventually as well. And also Track apps. So what's going on in the future with the Track store, those are going to be integrated within the wallet as well.
I forgot about the Track store. That's something you guys put out a few months ago. I haven't really talked about lately. That's awesome, man. I totally forgot about that. The Track apps, the Track store. Yeah.
Tom, could you kind of explain a little bit to the audience what the Track store is and what they can expect from it?
I mean, I can give you a 30-second rundown. Okay. For anything else, I would say that any questions that I haven't received an update on, or I don't know the current the current like down low on, or what can be told, I would just tell you that, and I will relay the information to the team and see if I can get an update. But in terms of what the track apps are, it's essentially anyone can build an app that will perform a certain function and allow that to be sold within the Track ecosystem. So it's almost like you're looking at like a pre-made program that might perform a task or an action or some sort of script, or like one of the promises, for example. It's going to be like a tailor-made solution, or at least like something like a white label, right? Where someone can be like, oh, I can buy this from the Track wallet the Track store, and then use this to maybe let's say that they don't understand a certain aspect of development, but there's something that someone's already done. They can have that product on the Track store already, and then with those integrated in the wallet, it just makes development on the chain a lot easier, right, within the Meta protocol. Gotcha. So that's the rundown in terms of like any updates on that aside from what we've spoken about before. I will ask about it, but I think it's still a few months away.
Yeah. So I think the wallet breakdown and explanation is really huge, because incorporating the entire ecosystem is really big, because obviously Benny has created separate protocols, right? The Tap protocol as well as the Pipe protocol, and getting that cohesiveness together is very important. It seems like that's what might be kind of taking a little bit longer for this wallet to be released, but also the fact that there's 3 wallets in this ecosystem has to be super bullish for you guys. You know what I mean? That means that there's people that want to build infrastructure, and that's the hardest part. Like you saw it with Atomicals, that there was only the Atomicals, like one team that was trying to build a marketplace and a wallet, and there's literally still one wallet and one marketplace there. You guys haven't even really got started and there's already 3 wallets and then like three expected marketplaces to come out. So how does the team feel about that? I would imagine they'd be bullish about it.
Oh, I mean, it's great for us. I mean, obviously we've got our own wallet and we've got our own marketplace coming out, but yeah, these things take time, and having people like build their own products, and like for many reasons. Sometimes they're building it because they can. They're building it because they want to provide for the ecosystem. They're bullish on Track or the TTP ecosystem in general, or just to learn. Like, the people are doing things for different reasons. But yeah, it's like for us, it's awesome because we get to share info with them and see what everyone else is doing. And I think competition is great for everyone as well. Like I say, it's cooperative competition, right? Like we're not fighting over anything, but it's obviously good for people to have options and to have a little bit of friendly competition between these different wallets and marketplaces to make sure that we're all doing well.
Yeah. Just I think I'm looking at it from a builder interest, right? Because I think sometimes what happens with meta protocols is the builder's interest isn't there, and you guys don't have that problem.
Yeah, I mean, we can always have more builders, but I mean, at the moment, it's looking really great. I mean, it's bullish to see that before the official token is even launched, there's a lot going down. A lot of people put their a lot of trust and support in Benny and what we're doing, which is, that's obviously awesome for us to see as well.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I have a question. I'm not sure if you even know the answer to this, but it's just something maybe you can figure out for next time we have you on or something. But you guys said you guys are going to be coming after the whole TTP ecosystem, pipe, tap. Will I be able to buy Track or maybe a wrapped version of Track in tap? Do you know by any chance? Would Track be something that's on this marketplace?
I would I've got a feeling it's going to be. I don't think there's been like a formal like. We're not going to be like doing what Ghosty and others have done and like directly. We're not going to do snapshot and then replace the token. We're going to leave the token where it is, but potentially bridging or wrapping, is something that we'll be looking at. Going back to the whole cohesive theme of things, something I haven't spoken about yet is the marketplace. So I did say I would try to get some info for you guys. And the actual marketplace's public test should be in roughly 2 weeks' time. And assuming everything goes well, then the release will be shortly after. So the marketplace is a PSBT, the partially signed Bitcoin transaction. Yeah, it probably means more to you than it does to me, honestly. But similarly to the wallet, obviously we're going to be starting off with tap support. It's going to be like that's the main thing that we want working out of the get-go. But after that, it's also going to support ordinals collectibles, pipe collectibles, as well as doginals, and also having our own inscription service built in. So yeah, lots to come. And as I say, we're focusing around the whole ecosystem and the whole product that Tap, because essentially it's Track Core, right? And Track Core is agnostic to blockchains and protocols, and we want to be involved in everything. So the marketplace, it's going to be more than just Tap. It's going to be, a bit more diverse.
Yeah.
Wow. So doginals will be
on doginals as well. Yes. Yeah.
That's game changing. That maybe you might want to look into it. I mean, I've been a hater of doginals for a while, but now that Tap, that's different. That changes. That's infrastructure that's being built.
So I mean, Ordinals Wallet have done it as well, right? If you go on Ordinals Wallet, you can trade doginals on there. You can, So there has been some infrastructure support, but no, Benny was. I think Benny is in. Benny talks to the doginals guys on occasion, and it's something that we were going to add into the marketplace, and we're not making a token on doginals or anything. As far as I know, that's not part of what's going on. But in terms of supporting doginals on our platform, then yes.
I know they've needed some help with indexing and stuff like that, and so they've reached out to Benny, and there seems to be some interest there, which I mean, it kind of falls in line with the comparisons of Chainlink and Track, right? Because having like an oracle that can grab prices from all these other EVM chains and stuff and bring it, to Ethereum and whatever, right? So it makes sense to kind of do this. So the future of Track could be this inscription ecosystem oracle, right? So I think this makes sense. It makes sense, and I think it'll be really cool, especially in the Tap wallet, if you're able to switch networks and stuff like that, and it becomes a Doginals supported wallet as well.
So I'm not sure about the wallet. I've not heard that the wallet itself will be supporting Doginals, but the marketplace will be. So it might be a case of I mean, I don't have the answer for that one, unfortunately. Aside from that, I've got a little bit of alpha, which is that there will be a layer 1 swap on Tap Protocol utilizing the ICP. So not a marketplace, but an actual swap directly on the layer 1. So as far as I'm aware from Benny, this is something that we've been able to do by utilizing the tech on the ICP side of things. And aside from that, also using the ICP tech, we're planning an ETH to Tap bridge. And the reason that we've chosen ICP for that as well is because it requires minimal trust compared to what other bridges are currently available. So not just a marketplace, that we've also got a swap coming.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, that's big. That's really, really huge for. Honestly, I feel like this could be really, really big for ICP, but also obviously for Tap and stuff, because ICP has the technical functionality to finalize on Bitcoin, native Bitcoin. So because of that, this is possible. And so I think Benny's really smart to take that. He's probably been thinking about this for a while. I remember we would have short conversations about how, ICP's technology makes sense to kind of be like this side chain kind of layer 2 type of thing, because it does finalize on Bitcoin. So it's going to be interesting to see how the swap gets rolled out on native Bitcoin. Now that will be huge in terms of innovation, because it will be a kind of like a decentralized approach to it. At the end of the day, still we're dealing with 10-minute blocks, but that's everybody, right? So it would be a first to market type of product still. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so I mean, I posted you guys a link, but it's just from the developer forums or the D Infinity, the ICP. Benny's been getting very deep into things over there, in order to keep building for us. And I'm super excited to see how that plans out. I think the ICP partnership was very big brain. Big brain Benny strikes again.
Sure. I just have so many questions. Obviously, you probably can't answer about how that's going to work, but I guess we'll find out in due time for sure.
No,
but ICP swap on layer 1 Bitcoin, pretty insane to say out loud. When you were explaining it, my brain was exploding. So we'll see what happens with that, right?
And we ran into those guys at the conference, and really, really cool guys. They want to jump on the show, the ICP guys, to kind of explain.
I actually went to their event. It was actually really cool. Bob Bodley was speaking there and stuff. It was really cool. The Chain Watchers, I think it was called, or something like that. Wasn't it? I forget what it was called like that, but it was cool. It's a cool event there in Nashville.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, I don't have any more info about when that's going to be released. It was just a bit of bonus information from Benny, really, of what's currently being worked on. Also, I think we spoke briefly about promises last time, and I said I'll try to get an update for you on that as well. So my understanding is actually that the code is completely done now. It's a case of we're waiting for the full environment to be live, because we can't really do accurate testing until all of the marketplaces and all the ICP side of things as well. Like we need the environment to be there before we can actually finalize. So it's going to be a case of the promises are done in theory, the code is done, but they won't be live until we can actually
stress test.
Yeah, stress test on whilst when everything else is up and running.
Nice.
Wow,
that's awesome. Tons of alpha today, Tom. Good job.
Yeah.
For us, man.
Well, we got some a few other things. So just briefly about Pipe. because not really to do with tap, but he did want to mention this briefly, is that there'll be some like decently sized updates coming for Pipe after the tap releases, particularly to do with the Pipe AI. And obviously we're hoping things go well with the Pipe integration and onto the tap marketplace, and hopefully that should bring some more value, because I think Pipe at the moment is quite underutilized, especially for a collectibles point of view.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and Pipe does have that UTXO model approach, so you can skip the transfer inscription with that and focus more on just sending direct to the receiver. So it's gonna be interesting, the integration of that, to see where the future of that goes, as well as all this the ICP partnership as well. So all right.
I have one question here from Crypto University. Says, how difficult is running a tap node? And I think it's going to be the same as running an ORD indexer, right? Like right now, you have a Bitcoin Core node, and then it's pretty easy to run the ORD indexer. And I think on top of that, you'll have a tap node, right? So it can't be too hard if you know how to run a Bitcoin Core node.
I would say that if you have some experience and you've like already got the hardware, getting it set up, and then it's probably just a case of the setup's going to be the hardest part, right? So if you're completely naive to it, then you might have to look at some guides, see what other people are doing. But aside from just installing some software packages and then just letting it rip, I think it's not too difficult. In terms of if you mean difficulty in terms of like specifications, then it's not too much really, actually. So what I generally tell people, I think we briefly went over this, is that the main bottlenecks are going to be hard drive speed and internet connection. So it's going to be down to like ping and also like read write speeds. Aside, like in terms of like CPU requirements and RAM requirements, any like relatively powerful modern PC, laptop, like media center, as long as it's got like 2 cores or like 2 threads minimum, but like 2 threads plus 2 threads per additional validator is what Benny said. And you're going to need like between 80 gig and 120 gig of space. But that's not too difficult. So any like reasonably powered system should do it. Personally, I have some like media center type PCs that I got cheap. You can find them on eBay for like maybe $50 or something. Something like that will probably run it. You might need a new hard drive, but aside from that, specs shouldn't be too difficult. And once the testnet is over, I'm sure that there'll be a lot more information on how to actually run a validator node. And so in terms of the timeline for that, all I have for the validators is that we have the first stable release will be like shortly after the testnet, and kind of between those two, between the testnet, which again I don't know exactly when it's going live, but I'm assuming that this is like sooner rather than later, like maybe in a month or two. Between the testnet and the live, we're going to be making the validators, the licenses tradable. So, or they will be turned into like an NFT format. So either like an actual token or an NFT for the licenses. So like obviously at the moment, like the license sales have been going super well. Like we're all very bullish on that. The last round sold out in 10 minutes, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the future, obviously, we want those to be tradable on the open market as well. So if like let's say someone buys a node and then they can't run it themselves because either they just don't have the hardware specs to do it, their internet is too bad, or they just want to resell it because it's just too much effort for them, then yeah, we want people to be able to resell it because ultimately it benefits us if there's more nodes running, right?
And I'm guessing the tap marketplace would be a place to be buying and selling that.
I would imagine so. Yeah, that would certainly make sense. But I've not been told that that's the case yet.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm guessing it's going to be a tapped ordinal of some kind potentially.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I think there's still discussions about exactly what format we're going to make it.
Yeah, they're gonna make it easy for the people to be able to, they don't want to make this like a difficult situation. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Yeah.
But. Well, Tom, any other updates before we get another guest up here?
Well, you're asking for a lot here. The guy's been killing it.
Yeah, no,
I'm just kidding.
Well, one thing I guess is I think there's a hackathon planned in October in Amsterdam by the Tap and Track team. So I mean, that's still a couple of months away, but that's something that maybe be looking forward to if you are any developers out there or people that want to get involved in that side of things.
Yeah, let us know about it. We'll definitely let the community know, and because we want builders to be able to benefit from their hard work, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And great job today, Tom. You went out there and you got us the information. You brought it back to here, man. We appreciate you so much, man. And thank you so much for coming on again.
Yeah, no worries. And I'll try to get some follow-up information as well, especially regarding the track apps, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. All right, Tom. I'm going to pull you down and then grab the next guest up here.
Right. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I want to make sure that this Papillon is not a part of Tap Wallet Teams. I'm going to bring them up. Hey, Papillon. I'm not sure. What? Oh, Tap Analytics. Okay, I remember now. How are you doing?
Very good. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Great, man. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation. I have to admit it was very short notice, so we'll have to wing it a little bit. We're still in full development mode of our product, but I'm gonna tell you all about it in a second.
Okay,
sounds great.
Yeah. We apologize. It was a long day Sunday getting back in, and we're behind a little bit from the conference and stuff like that. But we appreciate you jumping on short notice. But if you could, for the audience, just explain what Tap Analytics is about and what you guys got going with your building.
Yeah, right. So we're basically coming from the starting point that we thought that Tapalytics or the Tap ecosystem deserves a better look and feel. We felt that the look and feel of how to see what's in your wallet and how to track what transactions are happening on the network is a little clumsy. It is very much inspired by what BRC20 championed, and we thought that Tap is so much superior to what the other meta protocols are offering that it deserves a better look and a fresher look, and more of the analytics that were used from EVM chains. And I think this is so today I guess I'll just be teasing, but I think that we will be going live very, very soon with our offering, and what we're aiming to bring is a new fresh look at what Tap assets are that reminds more of what we maybe see in EVM chains, but also CoinGecko maybe, when you're looking at what are token prices, what are charts, what are holders and rich lists, and all of that is what we're trying to build. Obviously, we'll have a big focus on units and collections as well, Tap native collections. So it's only going to be a Tap offering. We're not going to dabble in runes or BRC20. It's going to be Tap only. An improved UI UX, much better view on things, very reliable data. Obviously, we're sourcing everything directly from Track Core, but we're building a fast database so that around the world you'll have like a quick offering. And that's also something that always bothered us. Whenever you're looking for something, load times were long and the reader took a long time. So that's what we're setting out to do.
Yeah. So when you say that it's gonna, you're trying to mimic something that you see on the EVM side, or I imagine you're speaking about like Etherscan, that type of platform.
Yeah, correct. So if I tease, then I think the landing would be something which is maybe CoinGecko-esque. So an overview of the current tokens in a good view, in a nice digestible view. Maybe an overview of what is currently minting, because that's always interesting. And then you can click on the individual tokens and you get all the information that you would see on CoinGecko as well. So in the past, what we used to see is that you'll quickly get to the deployment ID and you can see the JSONs and the inscriptions, but you don't really get like hand served the information that you want. And that is what we're building in the first step. And then obviously an explorer is something was mentioned earlier on the show also. I think everybody is desperately looking for an explorer. If people are wondering like, okay, I just did a transaction, I can find it in the mempool, but that still doesn't tell me if I successfully minted this TAP token, and you can access it through the Trek Legacy network or the TAP reader if you have access, but we think it deserves just a proper explorer. And that's where you mentioned Etherscan. This is exactly what we're trying to do. Just set up a good overview of all transactions in the network, and then obviously your portfolio or filtered by a specific wallet address, what are the latest transactions.
That's awesome. So I can potentially go back and see where I bought something and stuff like that. I can kind of like put my wallet address in and be able to see all my transactions.
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's amazing. That's really necessary here, especially in the TAP ecosystem, where I don't even know where my pain points were, where my prices, where I bought these things, I just know I have them, right? So that's actually much needed for sure, because I bought stuff I'm talking about a year ago at this point, right? I minted it, and I would love to see when I bought minted them and stuff like that. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I had the experiences as well. I minted like a shit ton of tokens at some point, and somehow it's been clogging up my wallet. And my favorite visualizer, tab visualizer, I won't name any names, but I couldn't see my tokens because it just wouldn't load all the way to the end. So we were kind of like, there was a need for some improvement. And yeah, we hope we can do our share. I think there is great need for a lot of these solutions, and we just want to add a little puzzle piece. We will have a big DMT focus, obviously. There's so much going on with identifying patterns and valuable blocks for all of these mints, so we'll definitely cater to that. And yeah, and then also want to listen very closely to what the community says and does. We have already started to open source or provide an access to a TAP reader. It has been mentioned here several times. We're just putting a few instances online so that everybody can just access it. We're obviously all subscribed to the ethos don't trust, verify. And while we're telling everyone that our offering will be like 100% tracked for sourced, at the same time everybody can also check that it's valid. So if you want already today, you can check at www.tab-reader.xyz, and you'll see just a public instance of a tab reader for everyone to use.
Yeah. So as you probably heard with Tom, the TAP team seems to be bringing together the TAP, Track, and Pipe ecosystem. Will you guys be adding Pipe analytics as well, or is that still up in the air?
So well, it's up in the air. We like to under promise and over deliver. We think that currently there is a lack in TAP, and we want to address that. We're similar to other young projects. We're not very well staffed at the moment, but we'll try to continuously ship, which is why we're focusing. We said we're purposely not building a wallet. We think it takes a lot of time, and there is other offerings there. So we built the interface. But this is to say that obviously we'd love to cater for the family. So if we can expand to Pipe, that would certainly be interesting. For BSC20, I'm not so sure, but obviously we'll see what we can do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I feel like you did an amazing job explaining Tapalytics. We appreciate you.
I'd be happy to tell you more when I have stuff to show. So
yeah. Well, you're welcome back every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we do Tap Tuesday. So between the same time, between 12 Eastern to 1. So just let us know when you're ready to come back on, whether it's next week or the following week, and we'll definitely have you back to showcase your product.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot for the invitation, and I'll definitely be back in touch.
Awesome. I'm
Sounds
gonna
great.
pull you down. If you wouldn't mind just hanging out for a minute here, we'll get the last guest up, and then we'll give everybody a second to have their last words.
Sure, thanks.
Yep. All right. So much like, okay, I'm getting more and more bullish about the builders, right? Like the builders they're here, right? So
Yeah.
I think this is evidence, right? You got infrastructure building out, and
100%.
yeah.
And
So
that's the problem with the Tomicals, right? We couldn't get this many people, or even half of the many people we have today to talk about Tomicals right now, right this second.
yeah.
And that's my biggest thing. That's why I'm kind of getting more and more bullish on Tap as we go. Is people are seeing this environment and wanting to build here, and that is the biggest thing. It doesn't really matter about your tech or anything. You have to have the builders. You can build a chain tomorrow. If you don't have people building on it, it's going to be a ghost town. Right. And I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest thing. And we're actually seeing more and more people wanting to build on Tap because of the hype that I think it's getting, for sure.
Yeah, I think because of the hype, and also because Benny, right? They've interacted with him and see his vision and stuff like that.
Exactly.
The next challenge is going to be to get the users, right? Because you can have a lot of builders, but you need the users. And I think that Scree Labs, that partnership was huge, and they have probably a very strong marketing plan that they're going to roll out for that. So I'm not too worried about that.
Benny played his hand so well. You know what I mean? Like this was obviously Tap was created, I want to say last August, right? And now we're here a year later, and we're about to be dropping some amazing products from amazing builders, not just the Tap ecosystem itself, actually builders who want to build on what Benny has built.
Yep. 100%. All right, guys, we're going to bring up the last guest here. You guys are familiar with them. Aaron from Foxy. Let's bring him up. Hey, Aaron, how are you doing today? Oh, you're on mute, sir.
Mute. There you go.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys?
Great.
Good.
How are you?
Doing very good. Very good. Got a little bit of Foxy going on in the background.
Can we go after Gary Gensler now, or do we need a little bit more time?
You can't actually go after him. He is in the game. You can actually kill him a few times if you like. Relieve yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Gary
Awesome.
Gunslinger. So it's not the actual Gary. It's
Gary
it's
Gunslinger.
a betrayal.
That's what I meant.
Exactly.
Gary
It's not Gary. It's Gary.
Yeah. GG, what I like to call him, GG. But yeah, so if you wouldn't mind just giving an update to the community, everybody that's been in the space for a while is familiar with you guys. You guys just keep your head down and keep building. I've played the beta. It's super fun, but I need to get into the latest one. But if you could explain what you guys have been doing lately, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Lately, we've been working on the Clan Wars. We're getting ready to have the beta testing of that. That should be in the next, hopefully, week or two, maximum 2 weeks. We're going to have the beta testing for that. We had a little survey. It seems people are really, really bullish on that PvP. We had a little whatchamacallit. Oh, sorry. So I went a blank for a second. We had a group of people that we were gotten together. I think it's close to around 200 people who showed interest in testing the game for doing the beta testing. Sorry, that was what I was looking for doing the beta testing. Yeah, so the very first few hours, we actually had around 200 people that were interested in doing that. So we're going to be doing some giveaways during our beta testing. That's going to be fun. We are also working closely with block runners, where we'll be releasing the BitMiner. So the BitMiner, if you guys remember back in the day, about a year or so ago, we spoke about a BitMiner. It's actually finally arriving. So the BitMiner is pretty cool because you'll be able to mine some Tap tokens that we've partnered with, and some resources for you to actually use inside of our game. So that next phase of you actually building your own world, that's going to be coming in the next updates. Okay, the next few phases. But the resources that you mine, you'll be able to use in game and actual in real life tokens, things like that.
That's
Amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, sounds really cool. You guys are one of the first people to build on Tap, right? Which is pretty awesome. How do you feel about the ecosystem in general, coming from somebody who's kind of on the inside, who really kind of sees a lot of stuff that's going on?
Sorry about that. My kids are around.
No worries.
So we're super bullish. Always, I can't thank the team enough of Tap. Benny's done a great job. Always very transparent about what they're doing. Things not rushed. Things are made for quality, and that's, I think, one of the best things, for the long term of the whole ecosystem. Everyone's doing a really great job. Really happy with all the devs. Another thing I would really like to mention is, I think, just the community itself around Tap. They're just very friendly. Everyone is very helpful. Everyone's always helping each other, which I think is going to be really beneficial as well to growing the ecosystem. And that goes for the
I've
DMT.
noticed for sure.
Yeah, that goes for DMT as well. They're extremely helpful. Everyone, involved in Tap, really good.
I've noticed that everyone really reaches out to each other and really, pushes forward that way. It's a group of developers, not just PvP, like we see a lot with the other communities. So that's really cool to see.
Yep. Every day I take a look at the devs channel, and always there's someone asking some question, and they're trying to help each other out. Benny is always very active in the devs group. So yeah, there's always everyone's cooking, everyone's working. I think the teams, the devs for Tap are a little bit more quieter, right? They don't build on hype. They build more on like they're building and they want to show something. That's also something different that I've noticed than other maybe ecosystems. Yeah.
I think that it was brilliant how you guys integrated the DMT kind of approach with the miners. I can't wait for that. As well as, I just got to give you guys a shout out in general. You guys are video game builders that are building this world like with Bitcoin on Bitcoin, right? And there was times where I know that it was just super hard for y'all to continue, right? And you push through all the slow times and all the ups and downs and stuff. You push through, kind of like us, right? Ordinal Revolution. Yeah. We've seen you guys evolve with us as well. So great job with that. Okay, so you guys are getting close to the clan wars. What do you expect for the clan wars to, like, how the community will respond to that? Do you feel like that will onboard more people to the Tap ecosystem by community, or what's your approach to that?
Yeah, so I definitely think it's going to be by community as well, but we're also going to do have some marketing campaigns that we're going to be doing for that as well. We're going to be onboarding some gamers, people that work on Twitch, those gaming platforms, etc. Yeah, so our goal is to definitely onboard some YouTubers that are streaming gaming content and things like that. And we want to have a nice, fun game because if you think of a metaverse, you think of metaverses are usually kind of boring. So we want to have a nice gaming aspect to it. And I love gaming, and a lot of people on the team as well are gamers. So we have a good idea of how to make it fun and add these things. Another thing that you mentioned as well, the idea of adding DMT. I think it's extremely crucial. Imagine if we're going to release a weapon, that's going to be like a rare drop. Let's say we kill Gary Gunslinger and he drops like some kind of cool AK or, a rocket launcher or something. It could be something that's limited quantity and it's different, and that's possible with the DMT. So.
Yeah. Love it.
And another thing too, I love what you guys have been doing. You guys have really helped the space in general. We couldn't be here without you guys, and a lot of projects couldn't be here without you guys. So a lot of people are very thankful for you, and
we appreciate that.
I mean, we're thankful for the builders, right? I mean, without the builders, we don't have a job, we don't have a show, we don't have a business. So we're very thankful to all the builders in the space, whether it's Tap or the Bitcoin Layer 1 ecosystem in general. I mean, we chose Bitcoin Layer 1 ecosystem because we think it's the next big thing. And without you guys like you guys making it that way, it's not going to be that way. So we just appreciate what all the builders are doing in this space. And that's why, that's why we do this. So
one more thing, I would like to thank everyone who trusted into the team as well, because I know like when we first started, I think a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, they have too much, their ideas is too big, right? And then we sold out on our OG passes. So all you OGs holders, thank you very much for trusting in the team. We use that money, as you've been noticing, to develop the game. Our OG passes did like a 10x at one point. So we're very thankful for everyone who really believed in us. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true, like, community building right there. They didn't go away once they 10x'd and stuff like that. They put it right into development. So we appreciate you, Aaron. I'm gonna bring everybody up now so everybody can kind of have their last word. So I'm gonna bring everybody up to the stage here. There you go. All right, so let's start with the Tap Wallet and Explorer. Your last words to the audience. Oh, you're on mute.
I
There you
see
go.
a lot of developments going on track, and that's amazing. I like this idea of all these decentralized indexing and everything. It's something that is needed on Bitcoin, and it's the main driven for the the main value for the track. And also they talked about promises, and that's something that we'll be integrating in once they are released. We'll be integrating them in maximum 1-2 weeks. All the DeFi on the Tap ecosystem as well. And someone talked about the activity on chain, and that's what we are implementing right now on the marketplace. And everything that user buys or sells, and when he transfers some Tap tokens, all the activity is going to be tracked and is going to be displayed on the Explorer under the profile page of this person, and for individually for each profile, and also for the token in general. And in last, I just want to suggest an idea for all the top marketplaces that are being built now and in the future, is a thing called the PSPT sharing. So it means that every time a seller puts some token, DMT or UNAT for sale, they create a PSPT. That means that it's only sold, transferred if they receive this amount in Bitcoin, this minimum amount. So what is possible to do is to share these PSPTs between all the marketplaces and create a lot of liquidity, and just pile them together as a whole. And for example, our wallet has some kind of seller, and they sell it for a certain amount of price, and this same seller, we can transfer it to another marketplace for the seller. It doesn't matter if it's sold on our marketplace or in the other marketplace. He just wants to receive the Bitcoin, and that's it. And that's something I'll suggest for the community in general, to create like some kind of agreement to share all the PSPTs from offers from the sellers, and that's it.
I love that idea. That's awesome. That's genius. Yeah,
We're gonna
have it on every marketplace. That's huge.
Oh, that's kind of, and it's kind of like what the L2s are doing, right? They're trying to have this liquidity across the board.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good idea. And put those ideas in the chat, right? Because we actually got invited to see the chat, the builders chat. So that's awesome. Love to see the cohesiveness. So we appreciate it from the Tap and Wallet Explorer team. Excited to see how your marketplace does. We'll definitely be using it and
thank you very much.
Continually stress testing it. So appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Papillon, you're up next. Last final words to the audience.
Please all follow us on Twitter, Tapalytics_. We will be launching soon. So same mission here, trying to make tap data much more actionable, accessible. First with like lots of overviews and basically like making your decisions on which tokens to buy, mint, deploy much easier to find, and hopefully also just opening the doors to the Tap ecosystem for other users of other ecosystems. So stay tuned next week, the week after. I think I have more to share. Happy to be back and walk you through the platform then.
Awesome. Yep, you are always welcome back. Yep. We appreciate that, Papillon. So keep your eye out for Tapalytics. They will be a big infrastructure part of the infrastructure here.
100%. I just gave you guys a follow. It's this one right here, right? Tapalytics. Awesome. Underscore. All right, cool. Yep. Make sure it's the underscore, guys. All right, cool.
Okay, awesome. And then we'll get Aaron right here, final words, and then we'll wrap it up with Tom. So Aaron, final words about Foxy.
Okay, please give us a follow, guys, to keep up with everything that we're releasing. Beta testing is in 2 weeks or so. We have the miner is also going to be coming out in 2 weeks. If you love Bitcoin, guys, follow everything that Tap is doing. Follow everything that Tap is doing. We are all Bitcoin bullish. Everyone here loves everything that's about Bitcoin, and we're making the ecosystem better.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
Love it.
Comment from Superfan here says, holy cannoli, what a beast of a Tap Tuesday episode. Great work, everyone. Shouts to Tom for all those updates. Shout out to Superfan as well. He's another one of you guys, amazing builders, man. And the best part about today's show is we have 4 people up here that are not afraid to show their face. We have no PFPs today, right? I think that is huge. We talk to a lot of people, and it's very rare that every single person is actually a human face and not a PFP. So we salute everyone who's willing to show their face and put that out there. So congratulations. Thank you to you guys, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. For sure. And then we're going to go ahead and finalize or do our final words with Tom from the track team, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, I'd say, firstly, not only are we willing to show our face, but also our track pink T-shirts.
Yeah, I noticed that. The theme is there, Ed. The cohesiveness is there.
Yeah, so I think, it's a great episode all around. I always love hearing from all the builders, like new and old, the ones that have been with us for a while and everything, and new guys coming in with a new perspective. It's always great. The PSBT sharing, I think that's an awesome idea. I like potentially something to bring up in the dev chat, because I'll have more of an idea of how this can be implemented. But I mean, it solves a problem. Like at the moment, there is a danger of spreading ourselves too thin among marketplaces, and just having having the option of being able to essentially, double the orders everywhere, so that, if someone is on Ordinal's wallet or they're on the Tap marketplace or wherever, Sats, SX.io, if they can all be, shown everywhere, and you have the whole lot, there's a lot more liquidity available. It's just going to be beneficial to everyone. Potentially. So it's an awesome idea. Promises, obviously, I think a lot of projects at the moment are waiting for the promises to come out. So aside from what people are expecting with the DeFi side of things, I'm sure that there'll be a lot more functionality that we're not really even considering, and it's probably going to be one of these things where it takes a few months for people to actually kind of get a full grasp on what is possible. But I think people are exploring the ideas at the moment. Aside from that, I guess like the only other update I've got is Ghosty have gone live with their on-chain swaps. So I know they're not here today, so I thought I'd bring it up on their behalf. They've gone live with their on-chain swaps. So I believe that the only thing that are missing is Bitcoin Chain and Solana at the moment. But I think there's 20 or 30 different chains available, and they've almost reached 30 million in terms of total value transferred now. I mean, I think it was only 2 weeks ago I was saying it was 20 million. So they've been killing it as well. So I thought I'd just quickly rep them a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. And we did cover that in our regular stream. But yeah, big things from Ghosty. And I just want to say thank you to all the Tap builders. This amazing Tap Tuesday. We have 1,133 people. Whoa. Hey, go follow us. Go subscribe to our channel, guys. Come on. We're providing a platform for your community, so be a part of ours.
Yeah. And if you're a Tap builder and you're out there and you want to come on a Tap Tuesday, feel free to reach out to us. We'll add you to the Tap Tuesday chat, just like Papillon did today. Very brave man. I appreciate you, my friend, and appreciate all the Tap builders out there.
Yeah.
Go, Yagobi. Sorry, man.
Yep, no worries. And so we will see you guys next Tuesday for another great, amazing Tap Tuesday. But take it easy, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, man. What an amazing show. We have 1,139 people in here right now. Appreciate every single one of you guys for watching. And, we're live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, and we'll jump into our partners.
Yeah, guys, if you wouldn't mind, just take a quick moment to check out our partners, Ordinal Hive. They are the Blur of Bitcoin, building on Merlin chain. I believe they're going to be expanding to different chains as well. They are native to Bitcoin as well. So go check them out. Go to their Discord, see if you can get access to their beta version, earn points. And we all know where points go to. So check them out, as well as Fluid Tokens. That is a native runes dex on Bitcoin's native layer. Go get your pass. You'll get an arrow dropped Fluid pass if you're in the top 1,000 of points And how you get points is interact, right? Create a limit order, a buy order there. It is native to Bitcoin's layer. But right now, there's plenty of opportunity. And I think this is going to extend out. The points will extend out to at least the middle of August, is what we're hearing from Raul. Will get you guys an exact date. Verothium Dex is also a Bitcoin Layer 1 Dex on Merlin Chain. So check them out. It should be live soon. And then we have Traverse Labs, a tap builder that is here to help you secure your Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. So make sure you check out Traverse Labs as well if you want to keep your assets secure.
And Traverse Labs is a cold storage vault. So think of it as, not just, a hardware wallet, but an actual vault to secure your assets in there. So check them out. That is traverselabs.io for them. And also, guys, if you guys wouldn't mind checking out ordinalrevolution.com, every time you go to here, it actually helps us. This is obviously, we're going to be doing the Bitcoin 2025. So check back in a few days for that. We'll have that updated up there. But we have some of the best articles here, guys. So check them all out here. If you know someone who's new to ordinals or tap or anything, we probably have an article for them. So check out ordinalrevolution.com. And if you're looking for merch, we have some of the best merch in the store here. Check us out. We have stuff from Billy Cats to, our own logo to Goosenals and much, much more. So check that out, all on ordinalrevolution.com. We appreciate you guys every single day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, or no OG. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls. Bet I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. Started Satoshi's nothing above me.